My friend, we're going to play Yellow Rose of Texas. So, this is in the key of C major. I wasn't able to find one in the key of C major. However, if you're looking for the rhythm, try and listen to any of those things when you modulate to another key or you just transpose to another key. You can always play the same melody. It just feels a little different, but you play the same melody up and down the neck. So, here we go. I look at the first measure, I look at that, and I see there's no key signature, which means it's in the key of C. If there isn't a sharp or a flat on that first measure, that means it always has no sharps or flats, or it's in the key of C. When we don't see a time signature, in this book they don't do this, but if we don't see a time signature, it's in common time, which is 4/4, because it's the most common time. Okay, at least for Western. So with this one, we see that we have a C major in here. We're gonna have a D7, first finger on the first fret on B, and then play 2 and 3 fingers on the second fret for a D7. Our next chord is going to be the 1 finger on top on the E string for the G major. And then a G7 uses the bass chords, which are a G, D, and a B, G, B, and a D, which is a G major. And then when we add this note, we get our F, which is the dominant 7th of G. So what we're going to be doing is playing this in rhythm. The first notes are open, G, then our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, 2nd finger on the set fret. So we're going to be walking that down. Open, 3, 2, open, 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 2, open, 3, 2, open, 1, 3. And then here's what you can kind of see as being interesting. You'd either play it open, so it sustains itself and it's just open legato, or you can play that same note at the 5th fret, that E string is open at the 5th fret on the B, it is right there. So what we can do is we can choose to have that as a legato note. Either one you want to do. Again, we have the G. We're going to be walking this down. So if you're following along here, this is the what? F, F, E, D. You got it. And then we're going to be going G, 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 and then putting our finger down here makes an A because it's a whole step away. G, G sharp or A flat, A. And then we're going to take that to the open and then back down. So what you can see is all the notes that are in here are reoccurring because what are we doing? We're just playing a C major scale, which means any note that doesn't have a sharp or flat in here, so D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, all those notes are acceptable. And in fact, they're going to be in the melody. So here we go. Just with a little bit of strumming, what I can notice too is we've got a dotted half note and a 8th note in the last measure, which means a dotted half note is worth 3 beats, and then a 8th note is worth 1 beat. So that is a complete measure. And I'm looking down in here going, how is that possible? Because we have a pickup note in the first measure. So the concept is here, when we go out to count this, we're going to say 1, 2, 3, then start with that 8th note pickup. There's a... Then we could go into the song, Yellow Rose in Texas, and I'm going to see no other fellow loves her, nobody but me. She cried when I left her, it nearly broke my heart. If I ever meet again, we'll nevermore will part. I'm gonna pause right there just because I wanted to go back to what measure that had the G major and the G7. The concept behind here is I'm doing a pop and drop, or else we're going to be talking about having 8th note, which is just a subdivision of 4/4. Ghost, play it. Ghost, play it. What do I mean when ghost? You don't press down anything on the strings. When you do play something on the strings, that's when you're playing the chord. So the first chord would be what? C major. So we kind of lay our fingers down. Nothing, C. Nothing, C. Keep working on that rhythm and you'll find that it's very groovy with there's a la 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 da 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 D7 D7 G G7. That is just using G7 kind of like a I don't know, what would that be like? Never mind, I'm not going to get into theory that way. And then when we go through the process of doing our pickup note, almost broke her heart. If we ever meet again, nevermore shall part. And she's the sweetest rose of color, and the fellas ever know. Her eyes are bright as G major and sparkle D7. And then we're going to be dropping that down to la, la. If you want to, try that when you're playing through G, G7, G, G, G7. It's a good little vaudevillian movement. And And then we can wrap that back up by playing G2, 3, 4, D2, 7, G, G7, and then a slowed down C, 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 G7, 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 C, G7, and C. There are like 4 verses here. So when you get through the process of playing all those verses, maybe you want to drop the bomb on the bottom after that and go something like, what does it say? Yellow Rose of Texas shall be, Yellow Rose of Texas shall be mine forevermore. Just something really cool at the end. You can take this C major, guess what? You can move that all the way up so you're playing that right here. Bar the 5th fret, put the pinky up there on the 5, 6, 7, 8, a whole minor third away. Pinky on there. If you already know how to play the G, it's simply moving it up and B-A-R-R-E, barring that chord all the way up till you get to the same tone. If you're playing a standard ukulele, it would be an F major. So if you're doing that, you can do the same thing on these instruments when transposing. I hope you enjoyed this. I did. Put a thumbs up, put a comment below, and we'll see you next time.